Hello everyone, welcome back to another MudderChudders video. Myself, Liam. Now today is going to be something a little bit different. It is going to be with grounded, obviously, because we are a primarily grounded channel. Although we do other stuff, it seems to be our most popular. And today, what you see in front of you, this thing I'm moving around here, is a tier list. A tier list with 7 different groups in which I'm going to place the grounded bugs. Now I know what you're thinking. There are already tier systems within the grounded bug categories. So if you click on B, you can see down here, he is a tier 2 creature. And then if you click on tier 2, you can see all of the tier 2 creatures right here. But I don't think this guide is too great, especially when it comes to some certain creatures, because some creatures are better than others, even though they're the tier below. I've seen some tier 3s beat boss tiers, so it doesn't make much sense. I thought a fun thing to do, because there are a lot more categories, there are a lot more groups in this one here. It's going to be a lot easier to place them into a group because there's only like 3 or 4 in this one. So to get started, these are completely off the list. All of the harmless creatures here are gone. I know the crow is like an absolute tank and he doesn't die, but he also doesn't attack you. So these are off the list. So collapse that one, that's gone. So we start up first, going off of this list, with our first one, which is going to be the bee. Now we can click on the bee and we can go through all of his like stats and stuff like that, his health, his stun, all of that sort of crap. But I'm just going to go off the basics of what I have seen fighting the bee, and you know, in bug battles as well. We've done a lot of bug battles, so we sort of know. So I'm going to go with the bee. So get into here. This is what we've got here. So B, I would say, right, here he is. Here is Mr. B. As you can see him here. I'll make him a little bit smaller. Hold on. This is going to be good editing here. Right, ready? I would say D. Maybe I'm being a bit rash or not. Right, so I'm going to base it off of this. This is also subject to change. I imagine you guys are going to have different opinions to me. I am going to change it as I go along, so he might not stay in D. He may move up, he may move down, depending on where I place the other creatures. F, I would say F is going to be like the worst, like a mite. A mite is going to be F. So I'd say E would be too close to that to put the B. Like the B's not that great. It's pretty easy to kill depending on what mode you're playing. But I'd say D is a good starting place for the B. You know, he's like an averagey sort of creature. I would say C is probably a bit too much for him. So D, the lower end of the table is good. Wow, look at that outlining. I did such a bad job at outlining that before. That's so bad. Hold on, let me edit that quickly. There we go. I mean, that's a bit better, but right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway. So we've got the black workaround. I think this is too low for him. E is too low for the black workaround, although they're again fairly easy. I'm going to go and place him as well in D. I think D is a good starting place for these creatures. I think they're both tier 2 as well, so they're fairly similar creatures. And then next up is going to be a flying creature, another flying creature. We've got the firefly. Oh, right, anyway, that's weird. Right, anyway, again, this is a really annoying start, because I would say these are two. They're not good enough to be in the top half. They're not good enough to be knocking around up here. But down around here, they're too low to be in here. I'd say D again. You guys are probably like fucking ripping your dicks off right now, like smashing your faces into your keyboards. But I'm going to start off with them there. Like I said, this will change as I go through it. This will completely change. But now we have the ladybug. And the ladybug, I know exactly where this one is going. Here we go, little ladybug. Boom. Boom. There you go. S. Straight at the top. Let's knock it down a bit. Let's knock it down. It's definitely... I don't know. It's annoying because it's an absolute brute. But it's easy to kill. Like, there's so many different variables. It has a shit ton more health than any of these 3. So it's easier to kill than the flying creatures, just purely based off the fact that it's slow and on the ground. But I kind of like it. I think it's kind of a tank. Like, you'd hedge your bets on the ladybug winning most fights. If I was to put a ladybug against these, I'm pretty sure the ladybug would probably beat them. So I'm going to go and put the ladybug above it there. I'm going to put the ladybug in C. I hope you guys love ladybugs as much as I do. Hold on, guys. Oh, what is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fucking weird. Right, we got a moth. We have a moth. It's good. It's a good one. The moth is a bit of a tank. I'm not sure, though, if it should be... I don't know. I'm going to say B. Oh, this is messing me up already. Should I have put ladybug there? Or should I have not put ladybug? Right. No. This is the start. This is just the beginning. This is only the 5th one. I'm going to put them off there for now, even though it could potentially go there. I'm going to put it there, and the ladybug could potentially go there. Maybe I'm being biased. I don't know. The Moth is a bit of a tank. I've never actually fought one. I don't want to fight one. They're pretty tough from what I've seen in bug battles and from other people fighting them. But I'm going to stick it there B for now because I've got some that need to go in A and S, and I don't think he's as good as them. All right, we've got this little fellow now. We've got a little red ant worker. There's no way, it is definitely in the bottom two, but how low down does it go? I would say F. Yeah, I would say the little red ant will go in F because he's pretty trash. I don't mean to upset anyone. Hopefully he can't hear me and doesn't take this to heart. But I just don't think he's good enough. He's only a worker ant. Maybe if it's a soldier, I'd think differently. But coming up next, we have. So we've got the roly-poly, but there's two different variants of the roly-poly. Obviously, you have the roly-poly and then the sickly roly-poly. I only have one image of a roly-poly. This is the sickly roly-poly, but we're going to pretend this is the normal roly-poly, and then we'll make one look like it's sick. So normal roly-poly, I'm going to put up here. I'm going to put him in this category here, because he's a bit of a tank, ain't he? And he has a lot more health than the sickly roly-poly. So this is normal roly-poly. Now, coming up, sickly roly-poly. Right, so I've just made, this is the difference, right? So on the right, he's green. He's a bit darker, you know, he's under the weather. It's the sickly roly-poly, he's sick. Hold on, and also, it's lost its tentacles and its legs. It is just a shell. It's sick. It's very, very sick. Right, so that is the sickly roly-poly. As you can see, it's just a ball. It's just a ball with... Oh, it's just... Anyway, he's not going to be in the same category as this, although it's fairly similar to the roly-poly. It has a lot less health, and for that reason, it has health more similar to the ladybug, so I'm going to base it off of that and the fact he's very ill and has no legs. I'm just going to nestle him in... There. There we go. So in Group C, as you can see... Get it? As you can see, we have the ladybug, we have the ladybug very, very closely followed by the roly-poly. Sickly roly-poly. He's sick. Oh, I feel sorry for him. Look how sick he is. He's so ill. Right, but that is all the neutral creatures. So far, the neutral creatures are, you know, they're okay. They're average. You never know. They could go either way. We have the best two, obviously, are those two there. And then this is what follows. This is how I see it so far, but like I said, it could change going into angry creatures. Ooh, they're so angry. And first up is the antlion. This is just the antlion here. So the regular antlion, I wouldn't say they're on this level. Not that this is the antlion roamer. I would say antlion roamers are placed in next to these two lovebugs there, because they have a lot less health. They don't do as, I don't think they do as much damage. They're really cool. I really like the antlion, but I don't think they're as good as these guys above them. I reckon these guys above them would take them easily. So I'm going to put the antlion, regular antlion there. But this little bugger here, the pit antlion, I'm going to place in the tier above, because he does a lot more damage, he absolutely wrecks everything, and he has a lot more health than the antlion beneath him. So that's those two. That's the two antlions done. I reckon that's decent. They're not high enough to be in A, not low enough to be in D. I'd C and B are probably a good place for them to go. Right, so now we've got a robot coming up now. We've got the Arc R. He's so crap though. This is what bugs me, right? Is the fact that these three here are all tier 2s, and he is also tier 2, and he is terrible. So like placing him there just doesn't make much sense. This is why I wanted to make my own tier system, because I would drop him here. I would say he's too good to be in the very bottom tier. Too good as in he's probably better than these guys. But I would say here is probably a good place for him. In between, there needs to be like an in-between tier, like a tier 1.5 or something, because he's still pretty crap. But, you know, he's not that crap that he's in tier 1. So I'd say E. E is a good place for the Arcar. We got a big boy, Big boy Blackox, here he is. Look at him. Blackox Beetle. Again, you guys can probably guess where he's going. He is going in here. I didn't even need to think about it. He is very... To be fair, the tier system that is currently on the wiki, the grounded wiki, for the most part, it's fairly good. It just doesn't work too well. Like the Termite King is in tier 3, even though it's a king and it was a boss, and it doesn't really make much sense. But anyway, Blackox, I would say Blackox is on a par with some of these creatures here. Similar levels of health, similar sort of size, pretty difficult as well. So yeah, he is in B. See, this is a tricky one. I feel like maybe I needed more of these. Apologies for the terrible outline in here, it's horrendous. Because I would say D or C for him. But then D, I can't put him in D because he's way better than any of those. So I would say C just based on he has similar health levels. He has the same amount of health as a ladybug. So I would say C. He's quite difficult. Again, if you're on mild difficulty, like none of the insects are difficult. But as you go up, he's a pretty formidable force. You don't really want to mess with Black Soldier Ant. They're pretty tanky.